So this is the greenhouse up above mine house, and my brother has brought in all the impatiens and New Zealand impatiens, and they're so happy. They're growing like crazy and blooming like crazy. Would you look at that? It looks like everything's happy in here. Coleus, ivy, ferns. Well, even the angel trumpet plant is okay. We've got hanging baskets. Oh, that color. I guess we're going to have to come up here more frequently when we crave color, huh? Coleus. Oh, this is that dipped in wine that's so great. Big pot of geraniums, pink ones and red ones. Lots of things up the bank here. Coleus. So we keep the coleus, and maybe in February he'll start taking cuttings so that we'll have plants to put out. And the marvelous thing about coleus is that they're colorful, so you don't need blossoms to get color in a shade garden. And we have these coleus now that do well in both sun and shade, and they get pretty big. This is another lovely one that we picked up that we really like. Shows up great next to the green grass. A lot of things were in big pots already, and a lot of them were already in rail boxes. Let's see, places them around the garden, and then plants things outside of the rail boxes so that they all blend in and look like they've just been maybe healed up a little bit. So it's late afternoon. I'm going to face west in the shade. Sun is due west. You see all the marvelous shadows coming through the trees, and over the top of the tree line down there is another mountain, range of mountains, and then the valley would be where the town is. We close this door, do our bit for preserving everything. So Larry has planted things all along the road, up past at least that second telephone pole. Maybe those things will come back. They'll put out annuals as well, but many of those things will come back. These might be digitalis. They have 2 years for most usually. So this is a big bank of forsythia here, and it'll be bright yellow in the spring, one of the first things to have any color at all. Down the hill, these are digitalis plants. We're in the shade now, so it's a little bit better for the camera. So we have been under a what kind of emergency is it when you're not supposed to burn any leaves or anything outside because it's so dry and the risk of fire is very, very high. And you know, we live in a we live in technically a rainforest, a moderate rainforest. So our temperatures are moderate, but we have like 27 inches of rain on average per year. And believe it or not, that makes us a rainforest. But about 6 weeks, most every year, we'll have a dry spell. See the sun shining through the coral bell, heuchera leaves? You see that? Isn't that gorgeous? So, I'm hooked up the hose and I'm using the drip to water, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think I'll come back tomorrow with a hose and really soak it down to make sure. All this Scotch and Irish moss is pitiful. It's not true moss, you know. They call it that, but it comes in a pot that's about 8 inches deep, 6 to 8 inches deep, so its roots go down a significant distance, whereas moss just sits on the top of the grass, true moss. So the base of that tree were all the heucheras. We just let them die back. We don't try to go around and groom everything. It's just too much. Oh, we have a little cyclamen breaking through here. Can you see that little cyclamen? That survives, that's a perennial here, that survives our winters. Okay, the level of the pond has not gone down appreciably. It's down maybe 3 inches, but that's not bad for about 3 weeks. So maybe I'll get myself out here, try to fix that. So I've just finished watering all these pots. Heucheras. Lovely. I think this is chard. Ornamental chard. Anyway. Thank you for joining me on our little walk to the greenhouse.